Hello players, I am Buzz Stringer. Welcome to, I don't have a name for this yet, but for now we'll call it that Friday video. And it's Friday after all, so I hope you're having fun. But you know who's not having fun? Facebook. And it might be time up for TikTok as well. Okay, so the headlines. More companies are pulling their ads from Facebook, which means the ads that you do see are only going to get worse. I didn't think that was possible, but well done Facebook. You nailed it. And TikTok is against the clock. That's 2 time jokes in less than a minute. I really do spoil you. TikTok is about to be banned in India for the unsafe way in which it handles your personal data. TikTok is also being looked into by Apple, who discovered personal data concerns. It's almost like these companies don't care about your privacy. I can't imagine that. But next, bigger SSDs are coming. And remember Google Stadia? Well, that's still a thing. And there's an update for all 3 Android users. We have a rumored cheaper next-gen Xbox, which will be better than the current Xbox One X, but not as good as the new Xbox Series X. There's so many X's, it's like an adult movie. I'll be your Final Fantasy. No, not that kind of show. And old AMD CPUs are working with a new non-compatible motherboard. Who said they wasn't compatible? I knew they would be great together. Okay, let's do the rest in a chair. And we all go. That's enough merriment for today. So we'll go on to the first story, and that is that the Facebook ad boycott continues. So this is from BBC News. Aviva and Intercontinental Hotels Group pause ads. They join Ford, Adidas, which is how it's pronounced here in the UK, HP, Coca-Cola, Unilever and Starbucks. The actual list is far longer than that because it includes P&G, Pepsi and a bunch of others that I can't remember, but they're all on there. And they are all pulling their ads out of Facebook. This is due to the way that they have acted in response to how the social network deals with hate speech. The Stop Hate for Profit campaign claims that Facebook is not doing enough to remove hateful content. Meanwhile, in the US, the retailer Target and chocolate maker Mars were the latest biggest names to announce are acting likewise. Okay, so this is... We've seen ad boycotts before. We've seen them on YouTube and we've seen them on other platforms. And, you know, the internet was a place of... It was a Wild West, especially for ads and things like that. But big companies have started to realise that when the platform looks bad, that makes their brands look bad. And that is a main reason they are doing this. Even so, it is for a good cause, but it's kind of in a turnabout way, which is still fine. It still supports the cause, I suppose. But yeah, Facebook are really not doing enough to remove hate speech and hateful content. So hopefully, when it starts hurting them in the wallet, apparently their profits are down 6% already, and Mars is actually extending that to pull their ads from Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. I don't know what Twitter's done. Well, I don't know why Twitter's getting pulled into this, but Mars is apparently pulling their ads from Twitter as well. So you might see a lot more adverts for Mars and Snickers on YouTube. That seems to be the only one left. So Facebook has come under a lot of fire for this recently. Hopefully this will get them to do something or change something. Okay, so maybe we'll go on to some slightly better news, bigger and better news, because we have a 8TB consumer SSD from Samsung. So Samsung have updated their Cuvo drives with the new 870 line, and the biggest one that is going to be on offer is 8TB. This article is from The Verge, but it's also all over. So the 870 Cuvo will be available in 1, 2, 4, and for the first time, 8TB. Okay, so this is great news. We want bigger and better SSDs. We want more storage space. We want them faster, but SSDs are pretty fast as it is. The Cuvo line are pretty good. Not up there with their Evo line, but to be honest, if you pit Evo to Cuvo and real-world applications, game loading, video editing, things like that, you're not going to see that much difference, to be honest. So it is rumoured that the 8TB, which is not available yet, may retail for around $900. Now, if you look at that compared to something like an 8TB Seagate Ironworth, which is a NAS drive, that's about $240 for an 8TB drive. So the big end of the SSD scale needs to come down in price a lot before we can start thinking about massive storage with SSDs. But an 8TB consumer drive is definitely a step in the right direction, because they can only get either better or cheaper from here on out. That's probably why they're starting at $900. So the Cubo drives have always been quite reasonably priced, apart from this 8TB one, of course. But anyway, that's just a rumoured price. Hopefully that will come down really quickly, and we can start having a realistic debate between spinning rust, old hard drives, mechanical drives versus SSDs in terms of the same size and the same price. But they still have a little way to go on that yet. But with the NVMe drives versus SSDs, now we've got a debate versus speed and storage. The same debate that we had 5, 6, 7 years ago, SSDs versus mechanical drives, how fast the benefit you get from speed but you lose in capacity. We're now having that same debate with SSDs and NVMe drives. They are faster, they are lightning fast. Fastest storage you can get, especially if you go for PCIe Gen 4. Fastest drives you can get, M.2, NVMe, all the letters, all the acronyms, versus a standard SSD, which is now going to give you more storage, but slightly slower. There is also a problem with having that much storage on an SSD. I don't know if you've ever had an SSD die, but I have, and it's not a pleasant experience. When a mechanical drive dies, or begins to die, you get some kind of warning. You get a countdown. You get the smart failures. You get the clicks. You get horrible noises. It's slow. It boots up sometimes, but the warning signs are there that you need to get your data off and replace the drive if you don't already have backups or some kind of redundancy in place. There are warning signs that a mechanical drive is about to die. It kind of ends on a whimper. But with SSDs, if they die, that's it. It's gone. Your data's gone. It's not recoverable. That's it. There's no warning. There's no anything really. Next is Google Stadia, and this story is not that exciting really. Google Stadia, the controller, finally works wirelessly with Android devices. It's only taken them 6 months, and for the 3 people that use it, that's probably great news. But why? Why has it taken this long? It's your own controller and your own OS. It's like, really? You're worse than Microsoft at this point. I don't get it. I don't get it. Moving swiftly on to the next story, it is that a cheaper 1440 next-gen Xbox is coming, and that is here somewhere. There we go. So this story from Tom's Hardware, that, well, exactly what I said, a new cheaper 1440p next-gen Xbox is coming. So this was rumoured, and it looks like the rumours have been confirmed. This was codename Lockhart, which is awesome. They should just, Xbox Series X, One X, extra, read all about it. They should just go with the code names, really. Xbox Lockhart. What's your name? Lockhart. Xbox Lockhart. that's a much better name than the Xbox Series One X. Slightly worse than the big One X. Anyway, so what we're getting to at the moment is that Xbox is pretty much just a PC at this point. So you can get a scaled down version, you can get the full scale version. It's rumoured to have 7.5 gigabytes of usable RAM, a slightly underclocked CPU speed, and about 4 teraflops of performance. The standard Xbox Series X includes 13.5 gigabytes of usable RAM and targets 12 teraflops. We're going with teraflops. Teraflops is what it's called now, of GPU performance. So this is kind of the mid-range. Well, no, it's the low end. So you have the Xbox One, this Lockhart, and of course the Xbox Series X. This is a bad idea, I think. The whole beauty about console gaming is that It's simple. You have one version of the console, you have a game that you put in and it works. The trailers and demos that you see on screen should Watch Dogs should be representational of what your machine is capable of. That has been one of the key selling factors of console, is their ease of use and that you know exactly what you're getting. Now, with this slightly scaled down new next gen Xbox, 1440p is still pretty good, by the way, so don't, it's still a good machine by the sounds of it on paper, but it's not going to run 4K. That much is obvious. It's what you see on the screen is not what you're going to get when you open the box, open the box. The games that you're looking at are going to be misrepresented. We're doing fantastic with words today. Every game that's going to be demoed or displayed, whether that be at E3 or trailers or whatever, is going to be shown on the high-end Xbox, and you're going to have to guess at what it's going to look like on your machine. So if there is a huge price difference between Lockhart and the Series X, Xbox Series X, then there may be some justification for it. If the price difference is under $100 or thereabouts, then I really don't see the point in it. And it's just going to cause confusion. I want an Xbox for Christmas. Okay, we'll go out and buy you an Xbox. No, you got the wrong one. And Christmas is ruined for everybody. But we'll move on to the next story, because Christmas may be better for AMD. That makes absolutely no sense. But okay, so user Momo _US on Twitter has posted screenshots of an older Zen and Zen Plus CPUs running on the new MSI Mag B55. So the B55 chipset is supposedly not compatible with older CPUs, and older Zen and Zen Plus are listed as incompatible on AMD's website. But he got it working. Now, we don't know what kind of hacks or tricks were used to get this to work, or if it's even stable. So really, you have to kind of take this with a grain of salt and assume that it's all theoretical and just for show at this point. But it's interesting, and there is obviously some really good reason why AMD didn't allow backwards compatibility. But I don't know what that is. Only AMD knows what that is. And this guy seems to have cracked it. And it is that time of year again for the Steam Summer Sale. Okay, until the 7th of July, your wallet is going to hurt. So there's quite a lot on there this year, and I was quite impressed by some of the franchises. I picked up Planet Zoo, which is 35% off. There's some other big name discounts, including Doom Eternal for 50% off. You got Jackbox 35% off. Final Fantasy, Deus Ex, Assassin's Creed, Witcher, Just Cause, Devil May Cry, Mortal Kombat, and a bunch of others. You know how the Steam sale works. So I've got Planet Zoo, and I'll probably pick up Mortal Kombat and Doom Eternal. Pretty cool. This week I've been mostly playing Factorio, and if you want to lose multiple hours of your life at once, that is the game for you. Okay, VR news. And what have we got here? We have got Facebook says it's developed the thinnest VR display to date with holographic folded optics. These are folded holographic displays, and we are going to go here to Road to VR that has the story. So the idea is to have the end goal is to have glasses size VR displays. So you pop a pair of glasses on. I think that was what was at the top. Yep, and I think down here we've got a picture. No, we don't have a picture of someone wearing them. That was somewhere else. But there they are. That is them. Now, before you get too excited, this technology is very far away, probably 10 years at least. And Facebook, with the current ad boycott, might not even last that long. So, but right now these displays are only single color and too small to be used practically. But it is a glimpse of the future. They're using folded optics and holographic displays, which make the actual displays super thin. And if they could get them working like regular displays with multiple colors, that would pretty much seal the deal. And it's kind of like a hologram lens. I don't understand too much of the technicalities about it, but there is a multiple page holographic optics for thin and lightweight virtual reality paper published by Facebook if you want to learn all about how they achieved it. Well, sort of achieved it. They've achieved it in principle, and now they need to get it to work with regular displays. There you go. There's the guy with the glasses. They say the field of view is comparable to current VR headsets, and whenever they say that, they mean slightly smaller. So the field of view is going to be slightly smaller than current headsets, but this is prototype technology. But it's still very interesting. So we have some more VR news up here, which is the Catwalk C, which I'm going to have to try and mute before playing. We got there. It looks like an affordable VR treadmill. So can we do this? Yeah, look at, oh, no, too much. Yeah, there we go, that dude. So this is a Kickstarter. So before I begin, take that how you will and take it with a grain of salt. But this campaign has been very successful. It has over £1 million in funding already. That was within its first week. It's called the Catwalk C, and it's exceeded its initial goal of $100,000 in 3 minutes. You could probably see why it looks just the right size for a VR treadmill. So if you got there early, it was $700. Now it's $1,000, but it does look really cool. It's small enough to fit in the right place. I mean, this is the kind of the maximum size you would want a VR treadmill to be. You were seeing some of the other ones before. They've got like a body bar, and they're barriered off, and they're large, and they're cumbersome. This one moves with you up and down, all the way around. That cord might get a bit tangled from time to time, but you have special shoes where you can adjust the grip and the friction, which you can adjust to your liking. So you do kind of have special shoes, and if you want to share it with somebody, they have to have the exact same shoe size as you, or perhaps double up on socks. Now, I personally wouldn't have size. I personally wouldn't have room for one of these because our VR setup's in the living room, and that is going to look weird in the living room. But if you've got, say, a bedroom or a spare room with just enough size to fit this in, then that might be a worthwhile addition. What I'd like to see from it is if it was collapsible, so you could slide it under a cabinet or something when it's not in use. But I can't see that. Everything looks like it's fixed, which is fine. I mean, it does look really cool. Now, you're not going to be able to jump and bend over like you would be playing Beat Saber in this. It's going to be for walking and shooting games, so it's going to be for your Left 4 Dead, for your Robo Recall. It's not going to be for Beat Saber, but I mean, you don't really walk around in Beat Saber that much anyway. This allows you to bend down and pick up and strafe and all that kind of stuff. That is really going to add to the level of immersion that you get from playing VR. Being able to walk properly is amazing, and you can see why that it's achieved its Kickstarter goal already, because I think the $700 price point is probably the sweet spot for most people who are real VR enthusiasts to get that. Now, I would love to have a go on it, and I probably wouldn't want to have it in my house because I don't have the room for it. If I had a separate room or some kind of VR dedicated space for it, then absolutely that would be in there like a shot. If it works well. We haven't actually seen any reviews or live testing yet, only what they've shown on Kickstarter, but with its native support on OpenAPI, it does look really promising and one to to keep an eye on. So that's a Catwalk C, I believe it was called. Catwalk C. Yes, there we go. You can check that out on Kickstarter. Okay, it's probably time to start wrapping this up because I've run out of news and run out of voice. I have a comment of the week here. So this is a comment that's been left on one of my other videos, which you can check out on my channel. Of course, man, I am happy I watched this video, dude. Thanks. Well, Mr. Cage, I am happy for you. Okay. I think that's about it. Okay, well, before we go, I've been kind of getting back into 3D printing again. I printed this recently, which is a Mario pipe. Venus flytrap thing. So I designed this one. There's loads of them out there that other people have designed. You grab them on Thingiverse and things like that. But I wanted a self-watering version. So there's a little reservoir there that sits in there. If you want to see more 3D printing stuff on the channel, let me know. It's always cool to mess about with some 3D printing. So, I think that's about it. Until next time, keep playing and be excellent to each other.